Greetings everyone, welcome to Advanced, and this game is the saga continues here. The saga ensues here with the white pieces. We are covering Tata Steel Rapid and Blitz that happened in 2023, and Divya Deshmukh, the magician, she was the last seed, and this is her game against Ju Wenjun, and she's facing the world champion. And yeah, this is not going to be an easy feat when there is a rating difference in this match of 300 points. That's absolutely crazy. Actually, not just 300, that's my mistake, it's 350. So it's absolutely crazy when you're facing an opponent of such high caliber and that person happened to be the world chess champion. It's going to be very difficult to hold them to a draw even. But Divya has been playing spectacular chess over the year. She has proved herself time and time again. So let's see what she is able to conjure against Ju Wenjun. And is it going to be an attacking game, is it going to be a defensive game, or is it going to be that she's going to go all out? Because here there is no expectations. Here you are the last seed, but you just want to push every game for a win. That's how she rolls. So let's see what happens here. Here just e4, we have e5, knight to f3, knight to c6. We go into the king's knight variation. We have knight to c3. This is the three knights variation, and now knight to f6, the four knights game. And now bishop to b5, Spanish variation of four knights. We have knight to d4, and now just going for bishop to c4. And there are many games that have been played here. There is roughly, in this position alone, there are 274 games that was there in the database, and that's from the recent database. I mean, if you cover all the games that has been played in this variation, this is the Spanish variation, Rubinstein counter gambit. And the thing is that once you see all the games in the database, it would be more than roughly 5,000 games. So here bishop to c5, well-known theory. Here just knight caps on e5, now queen to e7, knight to f3, and just d5. And this is the best move. They both players are playing like absolute engines here. We have bishop caps on d5, bishop to g4, and now just going for d3, just cementing that. And also here you cannot capture because maybe you think that there's a pin, because here just knight captures and you would just you would just be down a very nice knight. And from the position you can see that black has very active pieces, and queen is already eyeing. Castling queenside will be very nice in this position. And with a move like knight to d7, if you're thinking about it, that for some reason that maybe you want to open up the f file, get the rook into the game, you want to try and maybe just open up king's position, and king is going to remain in the center. You might have some chances here, but now after h3 pushing the bishop back, you play bishop caps on f3, g captures c6. The thing is that once the bishop goes back, that would be a little bit difficult. But here in this position you could go for a spectacular move, and that is f4. F4 is a crazy move. I mean, no one finds this, really no one finds this. I mean, this is a crazy engine line. Here if you go for c captures, now just comes knight captures on d5, attacking the queen. Queen needs to move, queen goes to d8. Here just c3, now pushing the knight back, knight to b5 and d4. And you must be asking, well, what is the compensation? You will sacrifice a piece. For what reason? There is no reason here, but so what's the compensation for you for this sacrifice piece? The thing is that once the bishop moves back, here you play queen to f3, and you can see that all your pieces, just a moment ago, just look at this position where all the pieces are attacking and you have to defend with the white pieces. And now just look at this position. You see the difference here. All of the central pawns are going to be helping you forward. With all of your queen and your knight, you're creating some chances. You can get the rook into the game, maybe get the bishop into the game, maybe castle queenside, maybe even not castle at all, maybe just play a move like king to e to connect the rooks. You have so much potential in this position that you can try and push for a win in this. And that's exactly why, I mean, I like this variation very much. And I think Divya, being a ferocious attacking player, must enjoy something like this. So that was the line that could have happened, but obviously it didn't happen. Here after d3, here just casting queenside by Ju Wenjun, and here just bishop to e3. Now just going for knight caps on d5, knight captures attacking the queen, and a rook captures on d5, saying that you don't have much in this position. But Divya says, well, I do. Here just e captures. And now what do you do in this position? The first intuition is, just get the rooks into the game. This is the last piece that you want to develop, and that would come with so much pressure here with king being in the center. So that's exactly what she goes for, rook to e8. And technically speaking, you could castle here. I mean, it looks very scary because here the knight is jumping in, bishop is also eyeing this, so it looks very scary. Yes, bishop caps on f3 could be a very devastating threat, because here g captures, and you can see that knight is already eyeing this. Queen can jump into the game, obviously not right now when the bishop is eyeing that square, but somewhere along the future. And the thing is that if you play a move like bishop to d6 to get the bishop here, and definitely threats are there. Now you play f4, just cutting it off, queen to h4. But now a very nice move, bishop captures on d4. And you must be thinking, well, why would you give up a complete piece? Well, the thing is that here bishop caps on f4, and now I can just simply draw this game because king to g2, queen caps on h2, king to f3, queen to h3 check, king caps on f4, sacrificing another piece. But here queen to h2 check, and whatever do you do, you're just not escaping this because here rook is eyeing this entire file. You're going to be moving here and there, and yes, you can move to king to f5, and most likely even after this game is going to end in a draw. So that was a crazy line to go for a draw in this position. But after rook to e8, c3 was played, just pushing the bishop back. But here just knight captures on f3. So Ju Wenjun is saying, I'm giving up the knight, I don't mind, because here my pieces are very active and I'm going to be keeping the bishop pair for the future, and I might be able to create some chances, but it's very difficult. Here just g captures was played. Now we have queen to h4, king to d2, and just rook captures on e3. And rook captures on e3 is a brilliant move by Ju Wenjun. It's really brilliant move, and shows how nuanced the position is, that you're able to actually go for sacrifices here in this position, because the bishop pair is extremely powerful here. Let's say f captures on e3 was played, you go queen to f2 check, but here king to c1, and it seems like you've escaped all of those things. Maybe you're just going back here and you might be safe and you're going to be able to enjoy the rook, but comes bishop caps on e3 with the check, king to b1, and just bishop captures here on f3, and it's just a very difficult position to do anything. The thing is that if black plays like this, it's just all engine moves, and the thing is that you're not going to be able to enjoy it. First here queen and the rook both hanging, so here you're going to get the exchange back. And if you go for a move like queen to f1 in this position, asking for a queen trade, you don't trade, you go for queen to d2. And here after a4, now making some breathing room for the game, because you have to, because there are just so many threats in the position. But first bishop caps on h1, and after queen captures, you play queen caps on d3, and after king to a2. The thing is that here you cannot go forward, because the thing is that after this and this, your game is going to be completely over. So what you have to do here is, most likely what's going to happen is a perpetual, basically queen to c4, king to b1. You again go for a check, I can go here, and the game ends in a draw. But the thing is, after bishop captures here, queen to e1 was played, asking for a trade. Now is this queen to e1 enough to hold the world chess champion to a draw? Well, technically yes, because here bishop caps on h1 was played, queen captures, and queen to e2. Now again targeting that, and there is no easy way to defend that. I mean, you wouldn't want to go there, because you're just getting checkmated then. So here a4 now. Again, this is almost the same line, queen caps on d3, but here just both players agreed to a draw, because Ju Wenjun knows that once that rook gets into the game, the position would be completely winning. And this is the only place where you're able to actually go for a perpetual, actually force a perpetual, because you cannot go here and bishop comes in, so you're just going to be completely losing afterwards. And other than that, you don't have very much. You don't have time here to get the rook into the game, and that's why Ju Wenjun here agreed to go for a draw after king to b1. And Divya played this game absolutely spectacularly. I mean, just 25 moves against the world chess champion, going for a draw when you're just, rated not that much in comparison to her, and you're just 17 years old. That's absolutely spectacular. She shone brightly, showing absolute perfect engine moves against Ju Wenjun, showing that I can hold you to a draw when it comes to it. And definitely at just the age of 17, showing her potential here in this tournament, showing absolute class here by holding the world chess champion to a draw. I don't think they have played ever again, afterwards and even before this game. So this is their first encounter, and on your first encounter, most people, they just they are like, oh, I'm facing the world chess champion, she is just so strong, how am I going to be able to actually hold up here? But she doesn't mind here, Divya, and she pushes for it and actually tries to go for very interesting lines, and she was able to get away with the draw. And Divya Deshmukh definitely on par with reaching the absolute legends like you did, like Tal, like Moffy here, like Capablanca, pushing every game for a win, was able to hold at just the age of 17 a world chess champion to a draw. That's absolutely spectacular. That's going in the record books. That's going in the most amazing feats that you have achieved. And even then, when these kids, these prodigies, these genius prodigies, they show their potential and they show that they can, and this is what sets their bar so high. Then in 5 years, they are still going to be there in the candidates. They're still going to be pushing for a win. And she has not only actually taken a decision to play in the FIDE Swiss in the open section, she played and won and outplayed so many grandmasters here, 2600 super GMs, and now she's going to be playing in the World Cup, where it's going to be very, very hectic, because here there are knockout rounds. In FIDE Swiss, you had so much time to calculate all of these things, and there was not knockout. But in actually World Cup, there's going to be knockout, so it's going to be very, 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 very brutal. But it's going to be so much fun. And with the learning experience that she's getting at just 19 years of age, this is definitely a candidate for being a world chess champion that Divya Deshmukh absolutely is. And if she's able to become the challenger, that's going to be so much amazing at just 19 years of age to be able to challenge Ju Wenjun and try to push. Even if you don't win, I mean, you have to understand you have so many years, but still at this age to try and get there would be a spectacular feat. And definitely, I mean, in the coming years, she's going to be rising to the absolute top, reaching the pinnacle, and this is definitely a world chess champion in the making. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, stay updated, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. So thank you very, very much for watching.